In this video, I wanted to go over how to set up and run the C++ debugger in VS Code. First, we're going to start with the C++ extension that you need to run the debugger. Then we're going to create a tasks.json for building the C++ application. Then we're going to create a launch.json file for launching the debugger. Then we're going to see how to actually run the debugger and pause it inside of main. After that, we can add breakpoints in the debugger UI and play around with the debugger. Of course, we can also go through the breakpoints and the variables and the watch list. And finally, we can also take a look at the debug terminal just in case you run into any errors in the entire process. Let's get started by looking at the C++ extension on VS Code. For this, you can press Command-Shift-X. That will open up the extensions section for VS Code. In this section, you're going to want to find the C++ IntelliSense extension built by Microsoft themselves. And here, this is the extension that you're going to need to install. So I've already installed it and it's already enabled, so I don't need to do anything. But if you didn't, then you can just start searching C++ like this, and it should be one of the top ones that should be available. So go ahead and install that because that's what we're going to need to run the debugger. Cool, so we've completed the first step. Now let's go to the second one. In order to create the tasks.json file, we're going to press Command-Shift-P, and here you can start typing tasks, and it'll give you a bunch of commands that you can kind of pre-select. Now, the one that we're going to want to do is obviously to configure a task that is going to allow us to build our main.cpp file. So here I'm going to press enter, and then I'm going to press enter once more. It's going to create a tasks.json file. Now this is going to be inside of the .vs code folder, which is going to be created for you inside of your root directory. It has some boilerplate code that we're not going to need. So I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to add a custom task that I have configured. So let me first copy it and paste it, and then we can go through what it's actually doing. So here you can see that I've created a custom C++ build task. It's of type shell, and the command it's going to run is clang++ because we're going to use the Clang compiler. Now, the important thing here when we're going to want to run the debugger is to pass in the args. For the args, we're going to want to pass in the -g flag because that allows you to create the file which LLDB can attach itself onto. You'll see here that I'm creating a .o file, and the .o file is going to be located in the workspace folder inside of file base name no extension. So if I were to run this on main.cpp, it would be no different than creating a main executable essentially, but doing it like this is a little bit nicer because it's more extensible. That's the task that we need to create. Let's ensure that this task is running. So this, I could press Command-Shift-P, tasks, run task, and now you could see the custom C++ build task that I've just created. So I'm going to run that, and so what happened here is that it's trying to run it on the current file, but the current file is tasks.json, but realistically, I want to run this on main.cpp, so let's open up main.cpp, and now press Command-Shift-P, run task, C++ custom build, and there you go. We've created our main file and the file which LLDB can attach itself into. Cool. So now we have configured the tasks.json. Next step is to create the launch.json. First, let me do a quick little make clean to remove those things. Now let's create launch.json, for which we can press Command-Shift-P, debug, and this is going to allow us to add a configuration. For now, we can just select CPP, and this time around, inside the .vs code folder, it's going to create launch.json. And here I'm going to, once again, copy and paste some commands that I've already pre-created because I didn't want to do this live in this video. So for which I'm going to copy these over, and we can, oops, it looks like I forgot the brackets, so oops, all right, there we go. Cool. So here we've got the launch configuration. So what's this? This is the build, run, and debug C++ launch command. For this, we're going to need a couple of settings. The first one is this one right here, which is type cpp dbg. this is actually related to this extension right over here. This is a program that we want to run, which again is exactly what we had set up right here, right? Like this is the main executable. And so that's the same here. Of course, we want to force the debugger to stop exactly when it enters. So we want to set stop at entry to true. By default, I think it's actually false. So you have to remember to set it to true. Otherwise, you'll just run the program and it will never stop in the debugger. And finally, we want to configure our pre-launch task. For this, I'm using the custom C++ build task that we have just created inside of tasks.json, because obviously before we launch the debugger, we have to make sure that we've built our main file, and that file, if we ever change our main.cpp file and we do something to it, we want to make sure that when we're launching the debugger, we are running the build command first, and then we're launching the debugger on top of that build command. So that's why we want to create this pre-launch task. So we have finally set up everything that we need. So I can cross this out. We can finally run the debugger, for which I'm going to press Command-Shift-D to open up the debugger panel. Now, what you're going to notice is that immediately the build run debug C++ command is kind of automatically configured, and so that's essentially coming from this name right here. I believe VS Code somehow knows that this is the command that we are working with when you create a launch.json file inside the .vscode folder. So all we've got to do is press run, but remember that you actually want to go to the main file and press run, because once again, the launch.json is going to run the build command, which is going to look for the current file. That's what this $ curly bracket file means. It's going to look at the current file and try to build it. So we want to make sure that we're in the main file before we run it. So I'm going to press run right now, and now it will finally run. Cool. And now you can see that it has ran. The debugger is up and running. You can see the commands right here, as well as you could see some local variables, a couple of things that I've added here, which we can take out for now. You could see that there are no breakpoints at this point, even though it's paused in main, and that's because we set stop at entry to be true. So even though there are no breakpoints, the debugger is pausing right at main. Yeah, and by the way, this is the debug console. If you had any errors, you might see them here. So anyway, going back to the debugger, we finally configured our two things, the launch.json and the tasks.json, and we have our debugger up and running. So that means that we finally got through these two tasks. Now, all that's left to do is to play around with the debugger UI and show the breakpoints and the variables and other such features. So I'm here once again, and now I can look at the local variables. Now we've got A, B, C, and D. Now clearly it sets it up with some garbage variables. So now before we go through line by line, I want to do one thing, which is add a breakpoint. So in order to add a breakpoint, we're going to want to use the UI here, and you can select breakpoints like so. Oh, I guess I can't add a breakpoint here. Anyway, you can add breakpoints like this, and as you add breakpoints, you'll notice them get populated here. You can toggle them on or off on the bottom left side of your screen. And of course, the important thing to remember here is that this UI might be disabled for you by default. So if it is disabled, you're going to want to go to settings.json and enable the editor.glyph margin and set that to true, because this is essentially a glyph margin that is used in debugging. So if you were to set this to false, then you just wouldn't even see it. So that's the debugger UI in action. And now let's actually just go through and see what actions we can take. So obviously you can remove these breakpoints and press play, and it will stop directly at the breakpoint that you've already added. Now, of course, if you don't have any breakpoints, it'll just go through the entire program. But let's restart and let's refresh, and it's going to restart the program. And of course, it's going to ask for access again. Here we are once more. So we're here now, and now let's take at the watch list. Here we can add some variables. So for example, I could press A. Again, it's going to show the same thing. I could press A plus A, which is going to show some random garbage, but let's go through one line at a time. I'm going to go next to step over. And now you could see that A was actually set to 1 and A plus A is set to 1. So here you can actually run some simple like commands if you want to. Like for example, you can look for size of A. You can, you could do a bunch of different things here, but essentially this is kind of like your playground. And of course, so is the debug console. You can do this very similar things here. You could press A and you'll get 1. You can do A plus A, you'll get 2. If you go to the next line here, now we have A and B set to a proper variable. So we can do stuff like A plus B inside the console. We could do it here inside a watch list. We could do it here or there. And yeah, and of course you can keep going. Now, obviously D is not set yet and we're not really printing it out, but we can set it if we want to. We could say D equals 10 and it'll actually do that for us. And you can even see it here that it's changed. We've set D equals 10 inside this watch section here. That actually changed the local variable, as well as, you'll see it in the UI that it's changed. So you can kind of play around with the variables, see what's happening. And yeah, and I think that's all there is to it. In summary, this is how you set up and run the C++ debugger inside of VS Code. You first start by getting the extension, then you set up the tasks.json as well as the launch.json, and then all you really have to do is press Command-Shift-D. If you set up both the launch and the tasks correctly, then you'll see it right here inside of this section when you press Command-Shift-D. Then you can just press play here. It will, restart the debugger and everything should work as you expect it to. Most of the time it won't, so if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. And if you enjoy this type of C++ tutorial, then hit the like button and consider subscribing for more videos just like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.